Natalia Miranova is a world-renowned organizer on nuclear issues who won the Supreme Court case against the government of Russia. She's an author of many books, and she has a PhD in sociology and government.
I want to say you so much, and yes, I'd like to follow this line about Fukushima at first, because maybe you know this is and this is, yes, this is bay of the Fukushima, which was affected by the first accident, which happened 1 month ago.
By the first earthquake.
The first earthquake. Do you see? This is 40 nuclear power station. 40, not one Daiichi. Yes? And Rokash. Yes? And this is picture of the first earthquake and tsunami wave. And you know that yesterday was the next earthquake, 7.7, and 3 more nuclear power stations. These two, and this one, and Rokasho, was affected by new earthquake or aftershock, what was happened in Japan. I am really concerned about Rokasho. I live near Russian Rokasho. I live near Mayak, a very known place where a number accident was happened even before Chernobyl. Why I'm concerned? Because our accident in Chernobyl, this is like you can see, this is very simple scale which given by IAEA, created in 1957, the same year when was Chernobyl accident happened, and we have several scale. And why I talk about this scale, because we understand that Fukushima is unknown, and I see that it may be more than 7, because this is unprecedented. The Fukushima is 4 reactors, 4 weeks, and maybe we will find more reactors now. Chernobyl happened, has a 7 level. It was 1 reactor, 2 weeks smoking. Now we have 4 reactors, 4 weeks smoking. How much? And also maybe somebody today read that some pieces of spent fuel was found above the ground or on the ground, and the recovery workers don't know what is it. You have also this kind of accident, but level 5. You have 3 Mile Island, and what I mentioned before in my region is accident happened 20 years before Chernobyl, and it is 6 level accident. This is explanation how the IAEA explained this different kind of level accident. This is Chernobyl after explosion. This is Fukushima, the first reactor after explosion. Immediately after explosion, I tried to collect data and evidence how it was happened. And now I would like to turn back to Chernobyl accident. This is like, oops, I need to, yes, yeah, okay. I will talk a little about, we will saw this later. This is Chernobyl reactor, and this is Fukushima reactor. Very different. They have 2 vessels, 2 containment. Chernobyl have only graphite, but the same kind of core. This is rods with nuclear fuel. This is rods with nuclear fuel. This is cooling system. The cooling system take heat from the rods, need to be operated consistently. This cooling system also take hits from the roads, need to be operated consistently. Fukushima accident, this system was broken, and that moved reactor from stable zone to unstable zone of operation. What was in Fukushima? Fuel meltdown. What was in Chernobyl? Fuel meltdown. Because of also cooling system was down. Cooling system, it is not core of the reactor. It is infrastructure of reactor. When we look the system, the nuclear reactor inside of the system, we all need to think systemically. Yes, we have a reactor, we have infrastructure, we have a personnel, we have community, we have management or governance, and we have at last environment. Each of these layers may become a trigger of unpredictable tie of the cause. What we have in Chernobyl, we have unpredictable tie of the cause which led Chernobyl accident. What we have in Fukushima, we have the same, different, but the same unpredictable type of the cause. Now we go to my main presentation, talking about cost of what we listened very recently. We'll estimate this cost in human lives at first, and then in dollars. Yes, and we'll compare with wars. Yes, the World War First. 21 million gone. The second, 50 million gone. The step number 3, nuclear era starts. What is cost of this start? From first and second and third generation, around 500,000. Then nuclear bomb production and testing, approximately 3 million lives gone. Chernobyl. Chernobyl start very interesting play between International Atomic Agency and its allies, yes, and citizen who was exposed. And that was a very recent estimation under huge pressure of the public. This is around 7 million totally recovery operation workers and inhabitants. More than 1 million recovery operation workers and more than 6 million inhabitants live on the polluted territory. You can to see this is like the line is increase, and then we have the next estimation. This is like middle term effect. Radiation. Japanese government was very truthful when he said you will have no immediate effect on your health. Maybe somebody put this in the mind. Yes, no immediate. What means immediate? This immediate effect. War is immediate effect. Radiation works in other ways. So we have short-term effect when people became ill, or it is obviously, for example, like this guy who was affected by in Great Britain, by polonium. Yes, 1 week, and it was obvious. Middle-term effect. Your thyroid, your cancer, different etymology. And this is first estimation was 5 million, but the last estimation prepared by this commission, this UN, United Nations Scientific Committee, effect atomic radiation. 20 times more, the estimation was increased. And Chernobyl, this is a long-term effect, 600 million people across the world, not only in Russia, but United States. I talk with with a filmmaker. He say, my boss died 5 years after Chernobyl from unpredictable. 1 week he go on because it is short-term cancer. So, and you can see, I don't know if you see, but this is our sacrificing of nuclear energy. This is very important. How it cost, yes? In the money. So, this is estimation of Chernobyl. Under 2015, $9 trillion. This is cost of Chernobyl. What was about military nuclear project number 1? United States leader, $4 trillion. The other nuclear club country, another $5 trillion. So this is cost of nuclear project. This is cost of Chernobyl. This is $80 trillion came from our pocket because it is taxes from the taxpayers. Yes. And how we can imagine what it means, $9 trillion. It is 145 non-nuclear countries for 15 past years. This is budget of this country. This is what we spend for our power-lit nuclear ambitions. And this is, we sacrifice our life for our power-lit nuclear or power ambitions. Chernobyl, only 2 years, this is Chernobyl, this is reactor which was exploded. Only 2 years, very fresh. Fukushima is more than 40 years, this is only 2 years young reactor and was blown up. This is Chernobyl modeling. You can understand what was happened in Fukushima. Next one.
Котик дома. Котик. Чудесно.
The disaster is now seconds away. Steam pressure at the reactor's hotspot can't be contained. 50 control and fuel rod shafts are torn apart. Power rockets, turning the whole reactor into a volcanic steam pressure cooker.
Що таке? Стріл? Вогонь якийсь.
Куда делся свет? Нет, что случилось? Пропало питание! Это не что происходит?
Немедленно!
Куда смотри? Сбегай к Столярчуку! Куда энергия девалась?
Что случилось?
Никто не знает.
Почему света? Скорее, 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 посмотрите все!
Посмотрите на пульт. Что показывают датчики?
After the first explosion, I thought the problem was a hydraulic blast in the deaerators. I wanted to try to switch the setting to compensate, but then the second explosion happened.
Seconds after the first blast, we heard the second, a massive explosion. I didn't know what it was. We only felt the blast wave. It smashed my door.
With the 500-ton safety cap blown off and air being sucked in below, the reactor becomes a giant blowtorch, blasting 50 tons of nuclear fuel into the atmosphere, 10 times Hiroshima. 700 tons of radioactive graphite are blown around the plant. Clouds of dust are sucked into the control room. A accompanied by a strange smell. Gases released from the core leave a metallic taste, like ozone after a thunderstorm. It is in fact the stench of death. The dust is the cloak of the invisible killer of radiation. The control room operators are far enough away from the reactor's core to survive the explosion. But some will wish they had not. Sasha Yevchenko will survive. Others are dying. The radioactivity pours out of the reactor to be blown across Belarusia towards the heart of Europe. The real nightmare is still to come. The poisonous clouds spread beyond borders, across much of the northern hemisphere, washed into the earth by the rain. The radioactive dust lives on in plants, animals, and human beings.
The reactor shouldn't have been in operation. The real blame lies with the atomic energy authorities. Not having the correct documentation when and where it was needed made the explosion of the reactor inevitable. The reactor marched straight to its doom.
Beim spontanen Verfall von Atomkernen, meist unter Aussendung von Alpha-, Beta- und Gammastrahlung, entsteht Radioaktivität. Radioaktivität. Verfall von Atomkernen, meist unter Aussendung von Alpha-, Beta- und Gammastrahlung, entsteht Radioaktivität. Radioaktivität. Radioaktivität.
Sooner or later, you're going to meet the Undertaker.
This is for 2 weeks fallout, and we can see at least 6 trays because this is breath of the reactors. I try to compare with Fukushima because Fukushima breath is 4 weeks. So the picture of it is very difficult, very quickly understand what kind of pollution is around Fukushima and around the world, because meteorological flows, as you see on the first screen, turn around the world again and again. And in Chernobyl, at last we have from 50 to 27 isotopes, different isotopes, including 5 isotopes of plutonium. So that's what we will expect to see in Fukushima. Not only cesium, not only iodine, but big spectrums of different isotopes with different time of life. And this radiation, as in Chernobyl, polluted air, drinking water, and the soil. This is strontium. This is strontium 10 years after Chernobyl. The pink is highest. This is 20 years after Chernobyl. This is 30. Why? Why the picture became pinker and pinker and pinker, and the radioactivity became more? Because of particle of spent fuel was spread in this territory, and this particle live another way. So they soaking into the soil and pollute soil bigger, and this is secondary pollution and third time pollution, because this particle include in the biochain and environmental chain. The leaves, the isotopes migrate with water inside, and then they taken by roots of the vegetation and up with these roots and go to leaves and then back to the soil. And so this is how these isotopes start to change our environment where we live, how they come to our body and include to our bones and muscles and brain. Maybe you know very recent research about bird's brain in Chernobyl. Unfortunately, this is a list what I create, not very visual, but it is very important. Maybe somebody from physics faculty may repeat this my work. This is 3 types of isotopes: plutonium 239, 238, 9, and 1. You can see how much this is one isotope life from the start to the heavy metal, neutral heavy metal. So these isotopes change from one isotopes to another, to another, to another. When we say, oh, this is only half-life or full life of isotopes. But we need to understand that isotopes have their own life. It is not only isotope fallout and then they die. Not. The life of isotope is much complex and longer. And unfortunately, it is not understood now very clear. This is how simply-minded our scientists try to prevent us from the future catastrophe of Chernobyl. And that is now discussed with Fukushima, how to make some kind of sarcophag under Chernobyl. And yes, so that's my finish. So what we need to do, at least, stop several projects what is now. Dangerous lifetime extension of nuclear power station. Start decommission, because it is our responsibility to decommission all nuclear facilities. Stop transferring nuclear waste. That's, I want Supreme Court on this case. Stop nuclear renaissance. This is nuclear madness. And start energy alternatives. And what my American friends say, we need to stop nuclear socialism, what you have in the United States and what they have in Russia. This is nuclear subsidies. And we need to stop this also. Thank you very much.